Hey guys, back again with another aircraft kit. This week we're looking at Zvezda's 1/144th scale Tu-134UBL training aircraft. Let's open her on up and take a look. Do like the uh, nice inner boxes that Zvezda continues to pack their kits in. It's always a nice welcome addition. So, let's start out with the fuselage. The surface detailing is very nice. A finely engraved panel lining, showcasing a lot of detail right out of the gate. Similarly, here on the engine nacelles, I also like the amount of detail they put into the landing gear. Landing gear in this scale typically aren't given the justice they deserve, especially in comparison to their larger scale brethren. So the fact that Zvezda took the time to do this is a nice little addition. We also get full engine details, somewhat detailed landing gear bay, various odds and end parts, as well as our landing gear bay doors. Next up, we've got our upper and lower wing halves. Interestingly, they did the bulk of it as upper surface and very small part lower surface. That's typically the opposite holds true. So this is an interesting choice for that Zvezda has gone with. The main gear aids, however, have very little detailing, but you really aren't going to be able to see much anyway once you get the landing gear in there. So I can understand why they chose to do that. Elevators are also nicely detailed, and all of the landing wheels are nicely done. Kit does also include a stand for displaying it in flight, which is a nice inclusion. Lastly, as far as the sprues go, get open, are clear parts. Not a lot visible, so I would say, especially given that you're not really getting much of a cockpit, you might even just paint the windows black and call it a day. But aside from that, clear, and will build up nicely. Again, the windows along the sides are the plug-in from the back kind, so that's something to be aware of. Give me a second, and we will then take a look at the decals. All right. So Zvezda has done a very nice job with the decals here. If I have it, once I get it right side up, you get a mix of very nicely in register colored decals as well as metallic bits of decaling. Really nicely done. Don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but definitely once you get them on the kit, they will really nicely pop and make it a truly standout piece. Now, as you can tell by the minimum sprue numbers, there's not a lot as far as detail goes for this, as far as complexity goes to this kit. Most of it being here in the engine nacelles. You are going to need to probably do either some hand painting or a fair bit of masking, as well as here if you choose to display it as on the ground with the landing gear. If you're going with in-flight, there's not a whole lot to it. Just close everything up and you're pretty much good to go. They do include some detailing information for all the stencils as well here on the back. Now, you're given a total of 3 different paint schemes to go with. One Soviet and 2 current Russian Air Force and Navy. So that's a nice set of options that you can go with. Either obviously something older or something newer. Either case, they provide you a great bit of choice in a little kit. So overall, what I think. Obviously, with aircraft kits of this type, you're always going to be needing to balance the amount of complexity with how small a scale you're going to be working with. And I think Zvezda has done a really good job with this kit. It's not overly complex and should be almost, shake it and you get a model out type of kit. There is some areas you will need to do some careful work with, but they're relatively few and they shouldn't give too much trouble. Overall, definitely one you might want to consider as a potential first aircraft kit. As I said, it's not overly complex. Obviously, since you are working with very tiny parts, that might prove a bit challenge for some people, but not a dramatic challenge. So that was a look at Zvezda's 1/144th Tu-134UBL training aircraft. Good little kit, and definitely one to consider. So, until next time.